Welcome to the podcast, Diana. This is Big Conversations by Ordinary People. You've probably had a few episodes. We have been trying to do this podcast for some time. To just give you a mini brief of the structure, it's freeway. It focuses on you as the guest. So I pick my direction of the conversation from what you tell me. Yeah?
Right.
So, maybe for people, I've had a few complaints about people who say the guests never introduce themselves. So they would want to know and feel like they understand the person that they're listening to, yeah?
Sure.
So please introduce yourself to our guys.
My name is Diana Mutuzo, mother of two, businesswoman, an entrepreneur. Currently, I deal in jewelry, basically accessories for women, plus also men. And then I also deal in fitness apparel. Those are gym clothing for both men and women, plus equipment. Also, motivating people out there to, to engage in fitness because, it's part of self-care. And I'm glad to be here. Nice seeing you, Karen. It's really been a while.
I know, man. You look good for a mother of two, I should say.
Thank you.
The fitness is paying off.
I try. I do my best.
Let's first talk about the fitness. Tell me about it. What does it mean to you? How did you get involved? Like, let me do this. I want to... What is in for you? Like, why do you do it? Is it to keep your body in shape? Do you want to stay slaying for the rest of your parenthood? Or is it something you believe adds great value to your well-being?
Actually, it's something I didn't think of doing.
Yeah.
It's I remember it was in the lockdown, the first lockdown, the bad lockdown, whereby we were all home and idle. We had nothing much to do. Yeah, so we started working out from home. But then across my gate, there was a lady who used to sit there, and she had gym clothes. So one day I just passed by her, because she didn't have a shop exactly, just there on the road.
Yeah.
I talked to her, I asked her, hey, how are you? I'm like, you're always here, we are not working, but it looks like you're working. She's like, yeah, actually people are buying because people now jog a lot, people do exercise. Because actually I had also gone to buy, because I realized I had no clothes to wear. So she told me, oh, these are the clothes, I pair them myself, like that. So I'm like, but this lady is working. We are all not working. How? So I told her, I'm like, how do you sell? She's like, I just sit here the whole day and people pass by and they see them because the dummies are out here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I'm like, lend me your dummies and give me those clothes. And I see. So I took pictures of the clothes and I posted on my socials. She had never made such money. She had never made such money. She could not believe what I was doing. So I told her, I'm like, why don't you take this, why don't you take it serious, market yourself, what? She's like, whoever wants me will find me here. So now I saw that gap there. So I started visiting her often. Whenever I would go there, I would buy something, but then she would tell me more stuff. She's like, now this, I get them from here, I do this. Like, generally, her whole mode of business.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from her. So now to me, of course, with the business mind, I was like, this is something actually that can work right now. Because I stay on the road and I was always seeing people jogging, walking, run, all the time. So eventually I was like, but for this thing to peak, I should visit some gyms and see what goes on. So I started going to the gym. Then I realized,
so the business of it took you to the fitness. Interesting.
Exactly. So the business took me there. When I started visiting gyms, I realized some people have no clothes. Others come when they're dressed how they want. So I saw a big gap. But then the part that actually mesmerized me was that most people who sell gym clothes are selling new clothes and they're a bit expensive. Those are those shops that are uptown, Adidas shops, Boulevard at Akasha. But these clothes, we are getting them from downtown at a very good price. So you're selling to people at a better price. So we've made them affordable. I've actually made them affordable for people to buy. And you look good. The clothes are as good as new, even if they're second hand. So I saw that it's a good business to venture in. Shoes, the same thing. So many people approached me, hey, get me shoes, but I don't want new ones. I want second hand. I'm like, you're the source. I really think, you're the source.
For the shoes, I'd also go for second
So
hand.
after some time, people all knew me through that stuff of selling gym clothes. That's when I started thinking of getting a shop. So I already had a shop at Kochi selling jewelry and stuff. Then I thought, I'm like, no, if I get another shop, how am I going to balance the two shops? Funny enough, the neighbor the neighbor in the shop after my shop left. So when she left, I took up the shop. Slowly by slowly, I started putting in clothes, and now both shops are there. That's why one is 706B, another one is 706C.
Well, those shops are right opposite your home.
No, the shops are in town at Kochi,
Ah.
but they are right next to each other. So I'm in both shops. Yeah, that's how I got into the fitness thing. But it's something I really
And the
love
business
now.
is profitable enough to support those shops at Kochi themselves, or you
Very
have to
well.
get money from your other to like do that.
At first, of course, you know how
course,
starting is.
investing,
You have to
yeah.
pay some good money for rent. Then, like organizing the shop and stuff. So I had to, of course, pick money from my other business to put into this business. Yeah, I think that's where. But after some time, it peaked and it balanced. So yeah, the money is now back to the other business. Now each business is independent of each other.
And you have, I've been following your statuses for quite some time. You have consistently done the fitness. Are you now addicted to fitness?
Exactly. Now, because of dealing in that industry, somehow I got into loving fitness.
Yeah.
I started following people who work out, going to gyms, and I just started having conversations with like trainers, people who love gymming, like stuff like that, people who love running, because I hate running. Even up to now, I know it, I hate running. So with time, I started loving it. And then it gave me some sort of discipline. Imagine you have to wake up as early as 6, go to the gym at 6:30, leave the gym. Before you actually leave home,
Which gym do you
preparing
go to?
kids. Opposite my house, there's a gym at Satellite Hotel. That's where I've been going.
So you're in the gym at 6:30?
Yes. I wake up by 5:30, prepare my kid for school, then I go to the gym. But of course, now that I'm in Nakawere, that's why I'm working
You're
out at
reducing.
home.
Ah,
Yeah, for
okay.
now. Until my child becomes a bit bigger, then I can go back. Yeah.
What does the fitness, what does the gymming, what sense of value does it add to you? Apart from
One,
just the business, yeah.
Apart from the business,
Yeah.
it has instilled some sort of discipline. It has also instilled timekeeping in me, resilience, because sometimes you feel like you're going to die after a workout, but you don't die. Then even the mood change after a workout, there's a day my day is always bright. Even if something happens, I'm not moved easily by
I can only imagine, because
Yeah.
you're first of all a very bright person, yeah? You're always happy and jolly. So now the
Exactly.
gym just...
So it has really done for me a lot. Like my life has really changed ever since I started working out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dope. So, do you feel like it's also helping you maintain shape? Do you feel like you're not growing old? Is it a thing that when you gym? I'll tell you, I've been gymming, by the way. I also gym from my own personal space. It's just that now my job is a little bit so demanding. I head a really heavy department, and it's a really new private equity firm. So most of the time is taken up. So I've reduced constantly. I've taken like 2 weeks without gymming because I have to now wake up early and be into some meetings. But before then, I had picked up the momentum. What I didn't like though was I was reducing some weight, and I'm already like a skinny guy, right? So I was reducing more weight, but I would like the fitness. Then I like the resilience and all that stuff. But then the body shape, like if I gym and reduce my weight, I feel like it's not a goal. And people keep saying maybe you can eat and the muscles and...
Yeah.
But it looks like it doesn't just work that way. When you gym, you don't get the muscles because you can... Shaping is not about gaining, right? It's about keeping in shape.
Yeah, keeping in shape. You're not gaining.
So for you, I also just keeping in shape. Also, it really helps for someone who's just given birth. For you to be looking as you do is crazy.
Yeah. So yes, keeping in shape is one of the things. Because who doesn't want to be in shape? Yeah, keeping in shape. Then also, even for my mental state.
Yeah, but the mental strength of doing it daily, how do you pick that discipline up? Like, take me through your process.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you.
Like,
It's
how
not
do you
easy. So
like,
many
let me
people
do
ask
it, let me do it, let me do it.
That's like the most asked question. How do you get up every day and go to the gym? You don't get tired. You really motivate me. It's stuff like that. But it's all in the mind. Somehow I wake up and I know that I'm going to work out. Then thoughts just start coming. But now the baby is awake. Now this has come up. Now no power. There's so many
How
things.
do you? Because me, those thoughts eat me up. By the way,
Those thoughts will
I wake
come up.
up and I chill there like, why should I even go?
But you
And then I
fight.
keep-
You just fight with your mind. All I do is when those thoughts start, I get out of bed. Whatever I'm doing, I just stop, get the weights, dress up, and go out. So I'm still there thinking, by the way.
Oh wait, and you're doing it
excuses.
from home, right?
Yeah, right now I'm doing it from home.
Nice.
But even before.
And you do it every day at home. Are there days
Yeah.
you don't do it? Did you gym today?
Today I did. Today is a Saturday.
Yeah.
There's this fitness class I joined of Atamba. I don't know if you know her.
No.
She's a coach. She's a good coach. She's a female coach. So she's having some classes for moms, new moms. If you've just given birth, so that you can easily get back.
These classes are online.
No, at Speak Apartments. At the gym at Speak Apartments. But then she also has another class at Cash Gym in Muyenga. Yeah, so I'm going. Today was my first day in her class.
In Muyenga.
No, at Speak Apartments. So usually I've been gymming Monday to Friday. Now it's going to become Monday to Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah, so Sunday is going to be like my off day. Yeah. So you just fight with your mind.
And do it.
Even if those thoughts are still going into your mind, just get the weights, move them outside, dress up. Still your head is still giving you all the reasons not to work out, but you still just take the things out.
Usually
And
how
start.
people start is they're fighting something and they need like a distraction, right? Most of the guys I've talked to that run probably have some family issue going on, or maybe a divorce or breakup or whatever that is, or any problem at work. So they need to use the gym as a distraction, then they pick up the habit. Was this the case with you as well? Did it?
Funny
No,
enough.
for you it started from business, okay?
Yeah,
from your
funny
story.
enough for me it wasn't, but you're right, very right, because most of the people I've met have told me that, hey, I was suffering with this, I was depressed, I was on drugs, I was just trying to find something else to do with my time, stuff like that. Like, that is the place where they take all their energy and they focus it there. But with me, it was the business side that got me hooked onto it. So, yeah, that's how my journey has been too.
Do you feel like you're going to start a gym?
I would really love to. Like, in my mind, I've already pictured what I would need, how the space would look like, what equipment I would put. Like, all the ideas, I already have them. If I got that kind of money to open one, definitely, I would.
Do gyms make money, like in terms of return on investment? Is it something that's profitable?
I think with time, it's not something that you're going to open today and then, boom, you're already there. I have a friend who actually who started a gym somewhere in Rweza. But he told me that people pay 7,000. But still, after, like, they want to pay 3K, 5K, you know those things.
Because paying for pain is crazy.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Yet
giving
the
your
guy
money.
has invested treadmills, coaches. So it takes time. I don't think it's something that you can just open today and then boom, tomorrow you're already there. All these gyms that are making money have literally been there for some time. So people go there because they know these gyms, like Fitness Junction, the one at Acacia Mall, and even the money part of it. Why would I pay to go and suffer?
Exactly. Like that's, okay, not even just paying. Waking up to go and suffer is always a thing. But when you look at the grand scheme of life, we literally just wake up to go and suffer everywhere else. So
Everywhere.
we just choose.
So you might as well just suffer. Also, this pain.
So the business side of it, I am so shocked that you just got inspiration from a woman on the street and then picked it up. Did you then drop everything else you are doing? And so this was a grand opportunity from lockdown. You're like, you know what, the fashion. You know, you were doing the jewelry before. Yeah. So that at least I knew about that. But the clothes, which one is high peak? Is it the jewelry or the fitness? Fashion. But you also sell clothes for normal clothes like the ones you're putting on, right?
No, I don't. It's only gym clothes. For the businesses, right now it's tricky, honestly.
How many businesses do you do?
Yeah.
Let's start.
Right now, just those two. For now.
Okay.
For now, as I'm thinking of others. But at first, the jewelry was really, booming because it was the first business. It's what people knew me for.
Yeah.
So But now, with the gym clothes also, it's tricky. Right now, it's really peaking, that I can say. At first, the clothes were not mine. Like I told you, they were for that lady. So they were not
You're
mine.
helping someone.
I was practically helping her. She would just tell me, all I need is this. Just give me this cut, and then, yeah, whatever you make, that's on you. But then after I was like, but I can make more money from this if it's my own thing. So that's why I had to look for capital. And of course, I picked from the other business to invest in this business. So it also took a lot of my time because I have to market myself, go out there, go to work out, what. But those days I would be all over posting earrings, posting what, doing shoots, you get it. But now I have to like split my time. Of course, I haven't yet gained that balance of how to split the time. And now let me do this because of juggling each and everything. So, yeah, but the jewelry, the clients are there. Even the gym wear, the clients are really there. So it's just there.
What really inspires your entrepreneurial mind space? Like, you've been doing this without all the times I've known you. At least you're about the business, like something. You're doing something. You're just not there. Like, what is it? What is the backstory?
What keeps me going? What wakes me up?
There's keeping you going, and what's the backstory? Like, what's at the back of your mind that says, you know what? First of all, you're a very beautiful woman. Yeah, your chances of operating in the space are quite many. A rich guy, I don't know if you're married or not yet, but yeah, you would choose to sit back and be like, no, things will. Let me just take through things slightly. But you've been about the hustle for some time. What's that backstory? We should know.
The most important thing is I fear being broke. That's what I fear. It like waking up and knowing that I have nothing, I have no money. Like it worries me actually. So I can't sleep knowing that there's an opportunity here that I can easily grab. You get? I've been now like Nakawere stage, but my phone is always near me because you never know who needs something. So that whole thing of being there when you don't have money, I don't like it. And then I believe a woman should have her own money. I really believe that. Yes, a man, of course, should add on. That one, he has to. But I believe it starts from you.
What do you mean? What do you mean has to add?
He has to
Would you be in a relationship where you have more money than the guy? Do you believe in that? Okay. Later in the conversation, we're going to go into maybe the conversation of feminism, maybe if you want to talk about that. But just, would you do that? Like,
having more money than the guy in a relationship, I don't think I would mind if I see that the person has the potential to become better. You get, like, the situation doesn't have to be the same, like... Yeah. As long as he can at least try. No, there's basic things. He can look after his kids, parent, like those basic things at least. Then maybe I can also come in, but I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It just depends on the type of guy.
Okay.
He should just be able to, to show that he's going to become better, or like he's not doing badly. Yeah.
Now back to like where we are, like the entrepreneurship thing. Is there a point in your childhood while you're growing up that you realize that, inspirations, maybe parents, were your parents, were they desk job people, white collar jobs, people who are employed in office? Or part of what inspires my working is because my dad has been a hustler all his life. Yeah. He had to go outside, do that chair thing. Even here, he had so many things, gotten involved in so many things. So I saw that from a very... Like, my dad would wake up in the morning and work at 6 a.m. in the house, yeah? Like, go and just do at least doing chicken or whatnot, but it would keep busy. So I grew up with that mindset of knowing that, as a guy,
You have to work.
your only solution is to work.
Yeah.
Because then I thought we were rich while I was growing up. Growing up then, later I realized that we were actually very average. But because he could provide the basics and set standards, like I had a cool bike growing up, I had a laptop at a very young age. So I thought we're rich, and I was like, but man, if my dad really works this hard when he has the money, that means it's your only option to actually maintain some sense of like liquid. So to you, how is that like? Do you realize, is this informed from like your childhood? Or do you pick up from like growth and you're like, you know what? Let me just work. I need to have children.
Definitely, charity begins at home. My parents are desk job people. Like, for example, my mom, she's what I remember when we were growing up, she used to work every day, daily.
Sunday as well.
Yes. And she would even, I think at the point, she works in a hotel, so even night shifts sometimes, and would wake up and it's our dad who's around to prepare us for school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's how much she used to work. She would work, and actually when she would come back, we'd be so excited to see her because she's really MIA, but because of work. Then my dad, there's a point whereby he was always up country. Even up to now, he still works up country, but he was always on the move, always traveling. So, but my mom used to tell me, the truth is, you have to work hard. When you work hard, you'll see those results. You'll see them, may not be now, but you'll see them. So when I grew up, that time when I met you, I was still trying to make up my mind. What am I going to do now? University is done. What should I do? So my dad was telling me, but you keep applying to these offices, what. But then nothing was coming out. You would apply, walk to people's offices or relatives, nothing. So I'm like, so am I going to keep up like this?
Yeah.
Applying and applying? Like, no. Let me just try everything. That's when you met me in PlayStations, in juice and cupcakes, tacos, so many things.
Have you ever been
employed?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. So after I left Manchis, that's when I got a job. I got a job with this software company called InfoSec Technology.
Yeah. I remember you doing that.
At
Yes.
They were dealing in tech.
Yeah.
So I worked there for some good time. I think like 3 years.
Yeah, I remember I phoned you.
Yeah, I worked there for
in
some
their
time.
white t-shirt.
Yes. Office shirts. So I also got that experience of working for someone, but I didn't like it.
Because you had already done some sense of owning your own money.
Then you just want to be like a free spirit, go where you're going. Now, that's when I started thinking, I'm like, how am I going to get out of this?
Do you think a startup do you think you can survive as an entrepreneur? When you look at the numbers these guys publish, they put out, of course, it's credible that very many Ugandans are entrepreneur. They have the spirit in them. They start a lot of businesses, but also all factors constant, but majorly lack of capital is just why most of these businesses fail. So, but like to support this podcasting, we have to do other jobs, right? And keep injecting into this because these electric bills have to be paid. These cameras are fucking expensive and whatnot, and the guys editing them and all that stuff. So we've never made a single shilling, but we have released episodes every week. Yeah, for the last 2 years, meanwhile. So, but we've not made money off this. We monetize differently. Guys come and hire this stuff out, so they give us some money, but it's still not profitable enough to like balance up to what we've injected into business. But to support this, we need to work other jobs. So, to you, how is it in your entrepreneurial life? Like, when you look at your long-term vision, do you believe the business can build it by itself?
The truth is no. Because as an entrepreneur, you can't say that you have all the capital unless it's coming from...
No, there's two things, right? You can sit it and wait and be like, you know what? I'm going to reinvest all my profits into the business so it can keep growing. But that's still... It's not scalable when you think about it. I don't know.
How are you going to eat if you're putting back all the profits?
Exactly. So how do you support the entrepreneurship? Because it's with the way we operate in our country, it's hard. Like you must have, to me, to support this, both of us, because this is owned by 2 people, right? To support this, we must work other jobs to support
to inject money in this business. Yeah.
But it's also really, really an expensive business because we just don't do podcasts. We do music videos. We do whatnot. We have we have a lot of gear. So we also invest in the equipment so other people can hire that equipment. So, yeah, it makes sense that we are thinking big and we're saying, okay, Swang's Avenue, Benon and the guys took about 20 years to actually break even because they've been there since Nyumbani. The time. Is it the same vision with you and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to wait it out all this long? Or you feel like the bank needs to give you a loan and
No, with business, you have to be patient.
Yeah.
That's the truth. You have to be patient. And the bank giving you a loan, I feel like that is a must. You have to have that heart to get that loan and work.
because you need
And you also
capital,
have
right,
to have
scale.
that discipline to pay back. That's the thing. Trust me, that is how I survive.
Yeah.
I don't have any other source of income. I have no job. Back in the day when I had my job, yeah, I used to do this jewelry business online and I had that job.
Yeah.
So whatever they would pay me, I would just put it back in the business. So that is how that business grew. But now there's nothing. Actually, I have more bills to pay. I have kids, I have a home to run. Like, there's a lot on my mind, like, at all times. I have a family. So a business is like that. A business has to have expenses.
Yeah.
That's number one. There are things like rent that have to be paid. You
Whether
as a
you've made
person,
money or not.
exactly. You
Yeah.
as a person, you have to be paid. You're definitely working with other people. You get?
They have to be
They
paid.
have to be paid. Then, like this, branding, advertising, small things that you have to also.
Did
put
you
for.
just call branding a small thing? I
Okay,
feel
no,
like
of
a
course,
lot
compared
of
to-
people say that and have that mindset. Now, speaking of this, because marketing is like my thing, it's a niche. I've invested a lot of time in understanding it and I'm doing it to a professional level. Yeah. I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, and that's how they get it wrong. They feel like the least thing they should do is to market. And when people hear social media and whatnot, they feel like, hey, I can just post my earrings on Instagram and that is it. But when you look at social media and what you have to do about it, it's such a big task. It's an investment. It's
There's
like
a lot you can do. With
you
social media.
exactly.
A lot. Yeah, but I think
How much
people
of your
don't-
business do you inject in marketing, or is it just a database you have of people that know you? Because first, you're a very likable person, you're very friendly, at least for the times I know you. All my friends are almost all your friends. We share a lot of friends. So do you just bank on the people you know, or you really actually go out there and get, how many new faces do you get in your business? That's like the grand question. Yeah.
Quite many. Some have not even met them. You get, like, with the power of the phone,
Yeah.
there's a lot that can happen on the phone. You, Karen, you know me for selling earrings, but you will find someone, and then the first person that will come to your mind is Diana, and you definitely send that person my
Yeah.
number. You don't know who that person is going to send my number to. So many other people. So the chain goes on like that. And there's nowhere I go. Let's say I've gone to church or a cell group or what, and I don't leave when I've told them what I do. I have to tell them what I do.
It pays your bills, right? You have to talk about it.
So I find you, I'm like, hey, by the way, I sell earrings. What my shop is at Kochi Tower. What do you do? Then you also tell me what you do like that.
Do you do it in the bars?
Everywhere I go.
Yeah, because
When I meet
feel
a new
like when you
face.
find a pretty woman in the bar, you can easily tell her, I bet I have earrings that would fit your dress.
Back in the day now, before I had a shop, I had a backpack. And it would have stock. Lots of earrings, lots of necklaces, lots of... I would always have that backpack on me. Always. Oh, I'm going where... I went to visit a friend, it was always on me.
Anytime
so
you're
would
willing
just
to
be
cash
there.
up.
Maybe I've come
You're
to
like a
meet
weed
you. I'm
dealer.
like, hey, by the way, Karen, I have some earrings. You should buy for your girlfriend. You will buy. Definitely, you will buy. Because you see stuff and you're like, hey, but it's like, I think she likes this color. So there's a lot that can happen, by the way, when you meet people. I feel like with advertising, the more people you meet, the better. So even word of mouth, yes. Even social media, yes. I use social media, a lot of it. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Yeah, then what's that? Doing shoots. Shoots are like different. You get like friends, they put on the earrings, you go to a studio,
Meanwhile, this is a studio, you should know. They
Yeah.
put up all those things.
I'll come through. Yeah, basically that's how I've done
But we
it.
actually have a strong niche on Reels. We currently, I think, do the most in the country. When you look at what Moses Owena does and Douglas and Benjamin. So, yeah, I feel you should inject more in the video content. But I wanted to ask though, thing is running it out of my head. It was about the selling. Jesus. What's the vision? What's the brand name, first of all, for the earrings?
Dripstones.
Dripstones. So, what's the vision for Dripstones? Do you feel like at some point, if all goes well, your books balance out, you can talk to big investors and they give you money? Do you want to like do the jewelry yourself? Do you have that vision? Okay, tell me about the vision you have for Dripstones.
Okay, right now,
Yeah.
I feel like actually that's a very good question, because I feel like I'm at a point whereby my growth is still stunted.
Yeah.
Now I'm at a point whereby it's just there.
They're doing the same thing every other time, eh?
Yeah, every other time.
Yeah.
So I want to reach a point whereby I can make my own. There's some things I've been looking at, like body chains, waist chains, like different things I've been looking at. So now those ones I want to like start making my own. Then even designs out in China, you can actually send them a design of something that you want, and they make it for you, and they send it to you. You get, not just going there and picking what they already have. You can actually make your own design, and they make it for you, something like that. Then I want to also go.
Do you go and pick these things?
I order for them.
Okay.
I just order for them. But now that China is open,
Yeah.
I think the opportunity
It's
is here.
time.
Yeah, I think it's time. I want to also go into packaging, like real good packaging of the merchandise of the earrings. Same as also my other business.
Yeah.
Yes, the clothes may be second hand, but I also want to get to a point whereby I can get these new ones. Because there's someone maybe out there who has their money and they're willing to buy the new clothes.
They're
as
doing
well.
yeah, and they trust you enough to
Exactly, to
have
get them
nice
something
picks,
good.
yeah.
But also that one is the same. You can actually make your own design, pick a color, they make for you something the way you want it. And then just tell them how many pieces you want, the sizes that you want. Yeah, then I want these shops to like be all over. You see how you have a business, let's say CBD.
Yeah.
Then in Tinder you have like a branch. You have like maybe in Nyonyo.
Javas.
Exactly. That's
Spread
the
out
vision.
like
It's
13
your
inches.
vision has to be like Java's, honestly. Yeah, so that is how I want these businesses to grow. I don't know when it will happen, but I'm sure it will happen.
So
An
wait, in the
investor-
designs, when you say you want to look at a design and then tell the guys in China to do that, that makes you now a creative. Like you draw up something like Kanye West does, right? So how much do you understand that this shape of earring will look, if I designed it to look like a snake, it will be something that will look good on someone's ear? Like, what are you doing to actually understand that? Yeah.
Because you're responding to people's needs. Someone actually tells you, shows you something, and you're like, why would you want something like this? But that is what that person wants. So are you able to make it for that person? You get? So yes, the designs, that's becoming now a creative person, like an artist, something like that. But also, when you have like, I don't know, I'm forgetting the word, but being able to satisfy the customer the way that they want will keep people coming. Yes.
So do you have...
So even the uniqueness also,
Yeah.
okay, to be different from these
True,
other people.
I agree.
You get? 'Cause now
Uniqueness
whatever
sells.
is in the market is the same.
It's
So
so bad.
what is making you stand out is this. You're able to make your own designs, come up with designs, and then like whatever you're going to bring is going to look new to the market.
How does this work right now? You bring dope stuff, then you throw it out in our faces, then we appreciate. Is there a point where I can ask you for something? I'd be like, yo, I want a necklace that probably looks like this, like from my mind, and you look for something like that to satisfy my
Very
needs?
possible.
Okay.
Very possible. It may not be exactly what you want, but at least it will look like what you've been looking for.
Then can I come to you and tell you, look, I have my brother's wedding coming up sometime this year, right? And this is actually a fact. I have my brother's wedding coming up sometime this year. So can I come to you and tell you I want to feel this type of way, and you make it happen? You're not in like the clothes thing, but in the jewelry, like I want to feel like an Offset right now, some sort of way.
The bling, eh?
Yeah,
Of course, there you have to know what the client is looking at. Look at Offset. What do you think when you look at him? So yeah, it's very, very possible. Very, very possible. Like so many people talk to me about wedding rings, proposal, those engagement rings. It's not something that I had gone to venture in because quite expensive.
Yeah.
To get those like original nice rings that will not fade. Yeah. But I've been seeing it's possible.
But that's also a very big market. So when you say it's quite expensive,
yeah,
it's a big market. Like
it's a big market.
People get married every day.
Because people ask me all the time, do you have engagement rings? And I keep sending them to these Indian shops because I know those guys have like the original.
Why don't you do the same thing you did with the woman? And go to the Indians,
Indians? That's so easy to deal with when it comes to money.
Yeah.
But that is now part of my vision to get to that point whereby you want a ring. What kind of ring do you want? You can just even show me a pic and I'm able to, get you that kind of ring. Yeah.
So much about the business. It has been good and interesting. But you're also a parent.
Yeah.
How is parenthood?
Parenthood, it's a journey.
Tell me about it.
It's a journey. I learn something new every day. 2 children, a girl who's 5 and a boy who's 2 months.
Oh.
And I'm still learning.
So you have a girl and a boy?
Yeah, I thank
What
God.
did you want first?
At first, I didn't mind.
Very many people always have the illusion of wanting boys first.
Lucky
I got a boy
I didn't
first.
mind. I was like, whoever God has sent, that's it. And when I went for the scanner, something was telling me it's going to be a girl. And there she came, she was a girl. Even this time, something was telling me it's going to be a boy. And it was a boy. And I'm happy. Boy and a girl. Very happy.
Do you ever compare your growing up in your mind? Now, do you ever have thoughts of, look, as brought up like this, so, and use that information to inform how you want to bring up your children?
To raise my kids.
Yeah.
Very true. I want to be more present. Like I've told you, my parents were always working, especially my mom.
But you're a hustler as well, and that's a whole thing.
But now, there's that thing they call the mom guilt. I don't know if you know about it.
No,
whereby you work so much and you feel guilty because you've not given your kids a lot of time. You get that. So when you're at work, you're worried, you're thinking like, oh, my kids, but then you have to work also. So I try to avoid it. At least I make sure in the morning, like my daughter who goes to school, I make sure I wake up and I wake her up. I get her ready for school. Then until they take her, and I make sure I pick her. Unless I can't, but I make sure I pick her from school and take her home, make sure she does her homework. So on some days I may not be able to, but I won't feel as guilty. You get, because I've tried to be there. Now for my son, he's still a newborn. That's why I'm at home. And I'm practically working from home because I'm always on my phone. But at night, of course, I'm tired sometimes because I've been working, been on the baby, the housework, all those things. But then I just, when he wakes up at night and I'm tired, I'm like, but you're my son, so please make me tired how you want. It's okay. It's okay. So juggling both working and parenting, it's something that I think we are all learning right now.
So how do you juggle working, parenting, personal life?
I think
in terms of sacrifice, let me just help you define the question. In terms of sacrifice, do you feel like you were when did you have the first child?
2017.
How old were you?
About 24.
Do you want to talk about your age or no?
I've already said it. I was 24.
Okay. So. Good. Do you feel like it was an early? If you were to go back to 2017, would you get pregnant?
Yes, I would get pregnant because I love my child so much. I don't know what
No. Minus the love. Yeah, it's about the sacrifices that pregnancy took. Did you take any like? Do you feel like you skipped some 24 leaving because now you got pregnant?
No, I don't think, because I had really done the leaving.
You had
Karen,
really
we
done.
had been partying from back.
That's
of
it.
Essex. We had been partying. You know how it was in Mobs.
But
We
you know,
had
in that
really
age, you
partied
don't
a lot.
get tired of it. Like my friend Martin. Yeah, there's when he tells me, "Let's go out," Then I'm like, bro, at your age, I was going out a million times. So I feel like I really should stay in my bed and sleep. But then you see the need and the zeal, like everyone has to live in that time for that. So, but now we had children because I had Tyler when I was, I think, 22, 23. Yeah, 23. I was 23. So, but sometimes I sit back and I'm like, okay, now actually I got into responsibility. And it's like you. Everyone loves their child the most.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. That's like, to me, I actually call it like my biggest achievement because I also had it with someone I really liked so much. So that was a plus. But I still feel like, okay, if I'm to talk to 23-year-olds,
What are you going to tell them?
yeah, I'm not going to tell them to have children at that time. Because then children are projects, right? They're like a whole business.
Like I told you, you're learning every day. It never
Yeah.
ends. It's just continuous. At 24, having a daughter, then, yeah, of course, my parents were mad.
You wait, your parents were mad?
Yeah, of course, they will have to be mad.
Okay.
Yeah, they feel like you're still young. So, like, they feel like if you should be focused on maybe, I don't know, getting a master's, working, and here you are, you're pregnant. So, even society, of course, starts judging you, relatives may have a lot to say. But it's what it is. It has happened and it has come. So, what do? You just embrace it. Of course, I can't tell maybe my sister who's 24 that, oh, have a baby now. I'll direct her and I'm like, you know what? First focus on this, your future, get married, then, then you can have kids. Yeah. But I wouldn't like take it back and, yeah, I would still be her mom no matter what.
What do you want to tell your children as a parent as they grow up? What are the things you've put together? You're like, you know what? This is my plan for raising my children. What have you seen from the world that you want to pass on to your children?
I want to pass on to my children lots of love. I want to be able to...
Like, how do you want to love them? You see, a lot of us young parents really have that delusion of, first of all, we want to make our children our friends. Yeah? Something that is very far-fetched. Your child is your child. It's I believe it's hard to make them your friend. Yeah? Look at the things you tell your friends. Now imagine...
You can't tell your child.
Yeah, those same conversations. So how do you want to love your children? Like, define that for me. And this is also very helpful because they will listen to this podcast at some point
Yeah,
when they've grown
I'm
up.
sure they will. I feel like we have to pay more attention to them, give them, like, listen more, understand them. Because for us, they don't understand us. Because now I was leaving home and my daughter was asking me, Mommy, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm going to work on something with my friend. Work at night. I'm like, I will tell you when I come back what I did. So I just left her there. Now she's going to wait for me and ask me, what? Tell me. So I would want to be more understanding with my kids. I want to, like, focus on their well-being.
Yeah.
I want them... she can't be my friend to the level of a friend,
Yeah.
but I would want her to
you want
trust me.
I hear you.
Trust me, confide in me, talk to me. I may not
Did you
be
get
her
that
friend.
from your parents?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really, because we used to kind of fear them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you feel like your children will fear you?
Yeah, my daughter fears me more than her dad because she feels like I'm tough. She even asked me, why are you tough?
You see that?
Yeah, but it's
And
because,
that never really goes away.
yeah, but it's because you don't want her to just be there and not do her homework. So she feels bad you're telling her to do her homework when she wants to go outside and swing. So I just want to be that kind of parent whereby she can talk to me. I may not be able to talk to her, but let her talk to me.
Yeah.
I'll try and be able to advise her, like any other parent, to be loving, caring, present. Much as we have to work and all, but we have to really try and be present. The most important days of our kids' lives, birthdays, baptism, like those things, school days whereby the teachers want to meet you, make it. Because when I was still at school, much as my parents were busy, they would not miss any of those things. Birthdays, visitation days, and you'd see some people that haven't been visited and you see someone crying and you'd really feel so bad. So then, of course, I have to teach them. I want to teach them how to, be hardworking, morals, we are raised from a Christian family, so that's the kind of upbringing I also want for them. It's not like I've picked for them that, oh, you have to be, but like just show them the values.
There's a
of
very,
life.
very strong argument. In fact, I had it today in the car on Wakame. So, when you talk of morals, the world has drifted, drastically to now people's sexuality is accepted the way it is, right? The church now accepts all types of sexualities. But me and you are brought up from Christian
Homes
with Christian values. Yeah. Much as now the church is accepting of some of these things that we thought were taboo. How do you feel about our children and what they are exposed to in terms of consumption, what they consume, and how that informs who they become? And that also defines what we want to call morals, but from just our perspective. And then, because when you look at, like, I have my cousins in the UK, how they talk to their parents and how my young siblings talk to our parents.
To your parents.
It's very different, right? Very, very different.
True.
Yeah, but now when you look at what the kids consume, you feel like a lot of it diverts away from what you regard as your moral standard. How are you going to draw that balance?
Yeah, you're right. We're in that era of the world has changed. Our kids are exposed. We were not, actually. I think the only thing we had was TV, because the internet has just practically came up when we were going. So I believe that we just have to maybe try and, for now, when we can control our kids, you have to monitor what they are doing. You can give your kid the phone or the laptop, but do you know what she's using it for? What is she using it to
do you think that's a good thing, really? Do you feel like if your parents monitored what you are using your gadgets for, it would be a good thing? Because then, what's the point? If you were to give me a phone and then you have to know what I do on my phone.
No, but it's now when you can actually, control the kid. Because now a kid that is 5, 6, 7, really, you can
Maybe don't just give them the phone.
You have to give them the phone.
Then if you give them the phone, trust them enough to use the phone how they want.
No, you can just ask, brother, what are you watching? Just, like, you don't bring it up in the bad way of, let me see what you're doing. But you're like, what are you watching? What do you want to search for today? Like, you just have a conversation about it. And, because today I found my daughter, her dad had been promising a swimming pool. So she went onto YouTube and typed how to make a swimming pool. So she came and she showed me, Daddy is going to make a swimming pool. She showed me people digging and what. So I'm like, so this kid can actually go to YouTube and search something. I had never known that because I always see her on Coco Melon, what those things. So I realized that now her brain has actually,
Yeah, but you see that's a beautiful thing, right? Because that informs on how smart and fast she'll pick up on information. And that defines the knowledge. But that also comes with all these other things we think are bad, like maybe searching for pornography and whatnot and all that. But the beauty of early exposure is it actually brings up people who are extremely skilled. If I learned, the reason I'm a bit tech savvy is because my dad put a laptop in my face at such a very young age. Yeah, that much as I've gambled with life so much, I'd still know this because it was there in my age.
Yeah.
But then when like I talk to my mom and I hear her views on life, she's like, no, I can't give this young. Because I have siblings who are young, really. She's like, no, I can't give them phones. My sister, one of my sisters is Nesfovac. And she only uses the phone when she comes to my home and stays there, like her personal phone, like, hey, you go on Snapchat, do everything you want. But right now, people who are in for 18 years. Yeah, because they had the whole COVID thing going
experience,
on. Exactly. So, but there's still a parent who thinks the moral guide is to protect your children away from all these things. I think, by the way, it's in the parents' mind that they think these things are bad. But in the actual sense, it's just really life, man. Like, there's not so much you can get from the phone that is going to kill you. You're going to watch a Nicki Minaj video. She's going to talk about $1 million pussy and all that. So if it's porn you're protecting, it doesn't really cut. So for you, in your case, What's your strategy? Do you have like...
First of all, now you talked about a phone. You
Yeah.
can't take away the phone because now how are you going to communicate? What if you want to be calling your child when they're at home? You get so
You call
maybe
a maid, parents
yeah?
do that.
Call the maid. Then what if the maid is not around? What if you don't have a maid this day? What do you do? So okay, tap.
Oh, well, you'll get a button phone
A
for
landline.
communicating. Yeah, but thank you. Do you know how many parents put landlines in
Yeah,
their home
I've
because they can't give
seen-
smartphones to their
yeah,
children?
I've
A lot. All the people I grew up knowing have
I've
landlines in
seen
their
several.
homes.
But our kids are growing, so I still believe in talking to our children, letting them express themselves, us trying to understand. Of course, back in the day, our parents wouldn't understand. You tell her, I want to go out. Go out, do what? To do what? You get? But now, at least, if you can have a conversation with the child tells you, I want to go visit a friend, I want to have a sleepover at my friends. You ask her why. Who are the parents? Can I
Then,
meet
are you
them?
really going to do this with your daughter?
Yes.
Will you have these conversations?
Yes.
Like, I want to go have a sleepover. You know what that means because clearly we have been in this. You know,
Not a sleepover with like a boy, of course.
you will not know. You would not know. These are excuses you are giving to your same parents, and you'd still probably end up in a boy's bed, right? It's going to happen. It's life. So, I feel like we need to accept as young parents. We're better off accepting.
Because it's going to happen.
Yes, because things are going to happen. And when you accept that these things happen, they're better controlled than when you protect the children away from such things.
So how do you protect? Isn't it
By accepting that they happen and letting things be, really.
you let them be? You have to be able to listen, to talk to them, understand. Because if you instill that fear in them that, what? There they will not be able to talk to you or like actually share what's going on. But now, this age that we are at, they're still young, but now imagine that adolescent stage, 16, 15, 16, that age, whereby they're struggling with...
Do you have a plan for that stage?
I don't have a plan. With this parenting thing, can you have a plan? You don't have a plan. We are all just learning. But like I've told you, I just want I want to be a friend to my kid. I want her to talk to me. I want him to, to be like, Mommy is someone that I can actually go sit with, and he tells me even the slightest thing of who stole my pencil, stuff like that.
I feel the best way to do that as a parent is to get more exposed as you, right? Mm-hmm. If you as a parent, you're, let's say, a bit well read and you've seen so many experiences of people. One of the other reasons I have this podcast is I get to talk to so many people. And then I get to listen to them. And these random questions you ask inform me of how people think. So then it educates me, yeah? It puts me in a position where I learn and pick from people's lived experiences. So that then puts me in a situation where I'm always asking myself, okay, what if it's my child? The most popular question I get from my friends is, what would you do if your son came to introduce someone and they introduce a man? Yeah? Like, how would you react? And every time I think about that question, like I deeply think about it, I'm like how really would I react? Then at the end of the day, I'm like, it's not my position to actually react. Exactly. It's his position. It's you just have to let people live. But to get to like the emotional intelligence of accepting such realities in your mind is crazy.
I also think it's the world that we live in right now. That is how it is. So at the end of the day, you're living your life, and these kids are also going to live their lives. So you can't do much than talking. Yes, all these experiences are going to be there in their lives. They're going to see a lot. They're going to learn a lot. They're going to hear about all these things of a man and a man. They're going to hear about all these things. But the path they take, I think it's going to be their decision. You can't do much. There's nothing you can do. You can't control their destiny. So we just have to just go with the flow, to let it be. We know that deep down we've done our part. We've been parents. And because I think that's what also God did. He put us on this world, gave us everything. And now you're all there. Your journey is.
How do you handle your marriage? Marriage doesn't actually mean you went to church. So, but when you cohabiting, how do you handle that?
Yeah, it's more of a marriage because we've been together for a very long time.
How long?
So imagine my daughter is turning 6, about 7 years. Yeah, 7 years of a relationship. And trust me, all you need is God to keep
That
you.
is as plastic as you can say.
To keep
When,
you
when
in.
people like
Keep
to
you in
return to
check.
God.
Eh?
No,
But it's the
So
truth.
how does God help your relationship? Make
You-
me understand that.
I think I've been it's just because I don't talk so much about it, but I'm a very prayerful person. I really believe in God, like seriously. I'm a person who
What does
find
God mean to you first? Let's go there.
He's a father. He's a father. God, like he's the person I can tell everything. You get everything that is running through my mind. Of course, God knows. Get, but even through my praying, I don't pray to God with this thing of, oh God, like I'm scared of Him. I tell Him directly what is on my chest, and I'm like, God, if something maybe bad has happened, I sit and I even question Him. I'm like, why would this be happening? I know this and this, but still, why? So I believe God is a father. God is love. He loves us. He loved us even before He knew us. And to me, He has really done wonders in my life. So I'm really grateful. I'm a very grateful person. So when it comes to marriage, God has to really be there. He has to be at the center of it. And with Him, you can pass through anything. So, and right now we have kids. So family above everything. Yes, we may be working, we may be going through different phases of life, but you have to remember that now there are kids in the picture.
Yeah.
So this thing is as serious as it gets. Yeah.
So now that was what God means to you. Mm-hmm. But the main question was, how does God then help your relationship? And I really need an explanation.
How does God help my
Yeah, like-
relationship?
In your own, with your experience, of course now it's 7 years, right? Mm-hmm. Is it that whenever there's like a fight, you pray and then the fight goes away?
It doesn't go. It's not as simple as that.
Exactly.
No, you can different practices like going to church help. They really help
When
because
you
now
go to church and see other couples, right?
Because now you're bonding. No, just even with your person and your kids. You take your kids to church with your person as well. You go to church. There's a way. There's that connection that comes. Habits like praying together. Habits like meditating on God's word. Sharing, like maybe I read something in the Bible, then I tell you, and I'm like, oh, what do you think about this?
You can
Then
read
you tell
something on
me.
Twitter and tell me.
So,
And then we laugh
of
about
course,
it.
that's what a relationship is. We talk about everything. So that one is a very nice one. But yeah, so different practices just keep you together, like godly practices like those. Even the backgrounds that we come from, all of us are from, like, and then we met and we're all going to the same church. So it was just
So church
easy
is an
to go.
actual thing in your life.
Yeah, it is. I go to this Watoto church here in Tinder, but before I used to go to the one in downtown. When I was staying at home, but now I go to this one in Tinder.
So you're there tomorrow?
No, I won't be there tomorrow. I'm supposed to be there today at 5 p.m.
This church on Saturday?
Yeah, they started the Saturday service.
Okay.
My evenings are the ones where I can easily run away from home. But now mornings are a bit tricky.
Okay.
With adjusting with my baby's timetable. Yeah. But as he grows, I believe I'll go back to church. But it didn't stop me from praying on TV. So I'll be tuned in tomorrow.
What do your babies teach you? What lessons have you learned from your children at this age?
At this age,
Yeah.
patience.
How? Like, I need you to explain.
Kids are very testing. They're very testing. You tell her maybe like, do this. She'll start arguing. No, what are you like? But wait, why are you doing this? Just do this. Maybe like, let's say eating food. Eat food. She says the Lord, goes outside, does other things. You're like, but I told you to eat food. You're like, mommy, now my stomach is hurting. You're like, but if you don't eat food, your stomach won't stop hurting. So you get, you just keep like that until finally you get to that point where you tell her something that will trigger her to actually eat the food. So that's that whole phase that you go through. You need.
Do you
a lot
feel
of
like
patience.
you got children where you at a point where you are emotionally intelligent to have them?
I feel like I was
Like in this case, I mean, where you can when you let's say I piss you off from Twitter, and then you direct that anger to your child because they've done something as small as break a glass, right? Do you feel like you've achieved that in your life, or you can actually still project your own personal issues onto your child unknowingly? Because that happens a lot. I see that happen a lot with a lot of people. Yeah, and I feel like it's one thing people skip. People think maybe if I make the money, that would be good, and that they make the money and they get it. Then they forget about their own personal characters. Yeah, but you go to the gym, you're a fitness person. I expect you to be emotionally intelligent because that's what the gym teaches mostly, right? Because going to pain to it's just
Pain,
weird.
suffer.
Yeah. So do you feel like you are emotionally intelligent?
I don't think I was.
You just keep learning.
Like I told you, the parenting thing, I just keep learning. You can't say that you're 100% there, that you're a perfect parent. Hey, when your kids piss you off, you don't do anything about it. Oh, my kids piss me off, I don't beat them. No. I think some things even happen without us even knowing. Like, you're not even thinking that that's what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm also still learning from them to actually be more understanding. I'm still learning. I can't say that I've gotten to that point that I'm emotionally intelligent 100%. No.
What do you think about the growing trend of acceptance of same-sex relationships? I'm asking this because I was coming on the way and that was the topic, so I feel like I should talk about it.
One, I'm not homophobic.
Yeah. What do you think about? Okay. Please go on.
So I think that is a decision that is made by someone.
Made by
I
humans.
don't think I should
Have an opinion.
exactly have an opinion on what maybe someone has decided. Yes,
But remember, you have
question,
Christian moral values.
Yeah, but I believe you can. Yeah, you can question you can question what someone has decided to do, but at the end of the day, it's their path. So yes, like I've told you, I want to raise my kids in that Christian way and all, but I'm not going to force them that
Into
you know
something.
what, that no, do this, go to my church. No, I'm not going. Like I want the thing to be natural. Get like it's embedded in me. I've grown up seeing my mom taking us to church, so I'll continue also going to church. Let me understand why I go to church actually. You get it?
Yeah.
I want it to just be a smooth way, not forcing you. The child is in the bathroom hiding because they don't want to go to church. No. So I believe it's someone's path and it's their decision. So all you can do is talk to the person, but I don't think you can do much about it. At the end of the day, it's their choice.
Okay. Now that informs this question. Now you as Diana, what are some of those values you treasure? Say, for example, do you feel like you want to be extremely wealthy and money is the thing you're targeting? Do you feel like if people started calling you rich mzee, when you get money, even if you're a woman, even if you're young, they just start calling you mzee. Yes, mzee is coming, mzee huyo. Do you treasure things like that? To you, what are the values you uphold as an individual that guide your life?
Selflessness,
That is so true about you. Yes.
kindness.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know, but at least I know you're selfless.
But trust me, the best thing someone can do for you is to be kind to you. You get like
Yeah, kindness really never runs out of style, man. Yeah.
like how imagine just the vibe you get of someone. Like maybe you go to a bank and then the teller just gives you this look of it's like as if you didn't come to withdraw money. Get like what would it take for this person to just say good morning, how may I help you? Then you give them the money, they deposit it, but then you find the person is so pissed they just grab the money from you and you're like, but really, so that thing can even actually spoil your whole day. So I value things like selflessness, kindness, spreading love, spreading love, joy, peace of mind, and of course family over everything. Money, oh, I love money. No one wins me in loving
Yeah, money is very
Definitely, I love money. It has to be among the values.
What is one thing you can do? What is that one thing you think is so crazy, but you can just do it because of your love for money? Would you cheat on your husband for money? Was giving you $1 billion.
Karen, why would you put me in this?
It's a question and it's a podcast, but please don't answer.
I'll answer after the podcast.
Okay. What does that even mean?
If I say no, I feel like
Because now you've already said the answer.
I haven't said it's not. I've not said any answer.
Okay, what's the
I
craziest
just came
thing
to
you
say.
think you can do for money? Forget the cheating. That was really a joke. Please, husband, forgive the person.
The craziest thing.
Yeah, you think you can do for money?
Okay, well, that's the same thing you're asking.
Anyway,
It's a
that's
hard
the same
question
thing.
to answer. Very hard.
Anyway, do you feel like you can define your purpose for life now? That you have like some sense of control with your life, yeah? You're parenting, you run a home, you run a business, not just one. Do you feel like you now know why you are living?
I feel like I know part of why I'm living because I haven't yet gotten to where maybe I'm headed. So of course now I've learned that now I'm a parent, I'm a business person, I'm a wife, and for now at least I know those.
Yeah.
I know those, and I'm trying to learn to live in that moment of those things that are surrounding me. Yeah, because when you start looking very far, you might start getting worried. So right now I'm dealing with that. I'm just still learning to be in that moment. Get to be present in all situations, at home, at work, with my kids. Yeah.
That's nice. Now, usually, what goes as the last brief, unless you have things you want to ask me, by the way, which I can answer, is what sort of legacy are you trying to leave behind?
Like how would I want people to remember me?
Yeah, it can be sort of remembering you, or it could be like your
Just
contribution to
knowing
the
you,
earth.
yeah. Knowing you to the
Like
earth.
knowing that I did this, and it's something that somewhere I added value to living.
Okay.
Do you want to fight? How do they call these people? The environment guys who are fighting the rate of
Nema.
carbon. No. Where does Vanessa Nakate fall? Climate activists. So you could be like those people who think they are looking at achieving a safer home for the next generation, a home where we will survive, right? Without the earth burning us all down. So that is like their sort of legacy. They feel like they should fight the rate of emissions to the space, and we can survive so that our children can live, our great-grandchildren. So for you, what is that one thing you feel like you have to do before you die?
That will go back to health. The thing I would want to see is people taking their physical life serious. Like our bodies really matter.
Yeah.
Yes, people may wake up and think because you wake up and you work out that you have a lot of energy. No, you don't. But we actually need this. We need to keep our bodies. We need to keep our heart rate up. At least for 30 minutes. Even if it's 30 minutes, just enough. So I wake up and why do I post all those things and I'm not posting
You
clothes?
post.
You get? I may
Post
post
your
for you my
workouts, yeah.
workouts and I don't post clothes. You get? But at least one person comes out and tells me, you know what, Diana, today I actually went
Me, I
to the
don't
gym."
tell you, but you're another reason I don't give up. I'm like, but if Diana can just be doing this thing, eh? Yeah.
One person just tells you, by the way, today I went to the gym. Can you imagine? Today was my 3rd day. I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh, my body hurts, but I'm going to go back tomorrow. And when they tell me those things, I'm actually very proud of myself. Like, I actually have an impact on this person. This person is actually listening to what I'm saying. You get? Like, this person has actually sat down. They've understood what I've told them through just videos of workouts. And that gives me so much joy. So much joy. So I want, like, this thing. I don't want to actually just focus on it because of the money, but just put it out there. that our health matters. We need to exercise. It may not be to become a kanyama or what, but at least for 30 minutes.
You feel, yeah.
3 times a week.
Money or health? What's the most important thing?
Health. How will you make money when you're not healthy? When you're obese or something, how will you go to work?
But now making money takes all the time away from me. From my gym,
but there's that saying of when you want something, you create the time for it. So sure. I think the person who said that thing was mad or something.
I hear you.
So even if because right now you told me you're from work and it's already night, before going to bed, do something small and then sleep.
I want to catch up on such discipline. I hope I do by now. Yeah.
Or early in the morning, you're like, I have to be at work by, what time do you go to work? 7? 9. Yeah. Karen, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. Yeah, I thought you can go like at 7. Let me tell you. Yeah?
So
try wake up earlier.
I actually really wake up so early. I wake up like at 5.
Exactly. Now to work out, wake up at 4:30.
Maybe because then before I go to work, I have to first balance my own personal work before I go then to trade.
So you get this you get this cut time, and you use it to work out. You're waking up at 5, now wake up at 4:30.
How long have you consistently been working out without releasing?
Consistently, I'll say 2021. That
2 years now.
That's after the lockdown when I started going to the gym. So I would make sure that I pay for a month, so that if I miss, that money hurts me. I was already making it. We are entrepreneurs, so you don't make money every day. Now imagine you've given out money
and you're not using it.
You're not using it. It will hurt you. You'd have paid rent or something, or bought more stock.
Yeah.
So what's the point? So me going to the gym every day gave me that discipline. That's why you see I can wake up right now at my own house and I work out instead of staying in bed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's your time to ask. That's like 2 things at the end.
2 things I would want to find out from you, Karen.
Should be broad though. It shouldn't be about my personal stuff. If it's personal, I still give the answers. Or if it's just about anything, like a podcast, like I've asked you, still give you the same answers.
Okay. First of all, I'm glad you hosted me today. I'm really...
Finally. And any other time when the business makes tremendous progress and you feel like you should talk to the world, you come back to the podcast. When you feel like you need to talk to someone and stuff, you just come back and you have this conversation. The beauty about having this conversation is that's so real. Like, I would probably ask a question I've asked here online and it will be outraged. But then when you talk to people, you get the connection of and sense of what they mean and where they're coming from, right? So I do certainly love to have conversations with people a lot.
Okay. So since you talk to so many people, one thing I've been wanting to ask you is, what has it taught you? What have you learned from all these people sharing different...
That I was right to say everyone is first ordinary.
That's true.
And we are not special. No one is special. We are just really ordinary people. And I've had multimillionaires on this podcast. Bamlinde has been here. People like Ken Mohanji, guys churning numbers, World Bank consultants and whatnot. They've been on the podcast. They're creatives on here. And they're still guys I've just probably been with on the street. Yeah? But first of all, to most, it gives them the same feeling. After the podcast, they feel great, all of them. It doesn't matter what kind of class they're from. So that whole sense of when someone sits there and I'm here, we're almost the same people right now. Doesn't care what you're going to do or what your responsibilities are as compared to mine.
Yeah.
So that it has taught me that also learning from people's experiences is quite fun and intriguing, right? So it expands your mind in such a great way. Like understanding like how you can work out when you have babies. It's just going to give me more motivation tomorrow to work out. I'll be like, nah, I can't be this lazy. Just that. Yeah.
Don't you, okay, for example, now like these other bigger people you talk to, does it sort of put you on pressure?
Yeah. To some people you have to do, you feel like maybe you aren't ready for the conversation, but then the beauty about this nature of podcasting, it's more about them. So what they tell you is what drives. This podcast is about you who sits that side. what you say is what drives the conversation. Like I pick from that. And mostly we talk about stuff that is comfortable for both people. Yeah. We don't have a script that I sent you questions that, hey, read through this or research. No, it's about you coming, then we have a conversation. Then we see where that goes. Some guys are tech savvy, some guys are nerds. They want to talk about the earth and it rotating. Some people are just funny. Some people have joking conversations all the time. So that's really it. But it does put you on pressure when you have like people that society wants to trade as big. So you feel the tension of, hey, what am I going to talk to with this person?
What am I going to ask? Is this question appropriate?
So when it comes to that, though, I never think about that. What comes to my mind is what I ask.
The person to answer or not.
Or not. I can just ask you anything. My podcast, my rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
That's basically it. Thank you, though. This has been fun. You keep smiling the whole time. And it's like 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Wow. Is it the longest podcast?
No, one of the shortest.
Thank God.
But people are loving. Thank you.
Thank you, too.